Before creating some of the most successful handguns around, Glock produced curtain rods in the 60s and knives for the Austrian army in the 70s. Gaston Glock was 52 years old when the first Glock was introduced. I wonder if he knew the gold mine of success he was standing on at the time. Glock used their expert knowledge of high-grade polymers to manufacture a gun that is nearly indestructible and ultimately reliable. They continuously strive for perfection, and this has kept them on the front lines of the handgun industry, even against firearm manufacturers that have been in the game since before the turn of the 20th century. Glock is best known for its extremely tough polymer bodies, lightweight designs, and lack of an external safety. This makes it lightweight enough for everyday carry and quick enough to draw and fire without a second thought. The trigger safety, firing pin safety, and drop safety all ensure a safe carrying experience, even with one round in the chamber. Glock truly is a work of perfection. In fact, it's boringly perfect. The blocky design is ugly as hell, but it does everything right. The secret to success lies in the simplicity behind the design. The Glocks on this list have made a name for themselves as being the top options for everyday carry. If you love these guns or disagree with them completely, hey, let us know in the comments section. Number 7. Glock 17. When Gaston Glock got a team of engineer, firearm designers, and professional shooters to create the next best gun, the Glock 17 was born. It was named the Glock 17 due to the fact that it was Gaston Glock's 17th patent. It was originally produced for the Austrian army, but its success saw it being adopted by militaries and shooters all over the world. It quickly shot to the top as one of the most practical polymer pistols money could buy. Naturally, the Glock 17 has seen multiple improvements since its production in 1986. Each generation has brought about new enhancements, adapting the 17 into the perfect killing machine. The Glock 17 is a full-size model, so if you have smaller hands, one of the other Glocks on this list may be a better option. It weighs 22 ounces without the 17-round magazine and has a completely snag-free design, making it an excellent carry companion for anyone in the market for a full-size pistol. The 4.49-inch barrel keeps every shot on target, made even better by the 5-pound trigger. It has a smooth pull with an audible tactile reset. It definitely has the best trigger compared to smaller Glock models, since there is more space for the mechanism to do its job. It's a good idea to get a feel for the Glock 17 from each generation. While each generation improves, not everyone sees these as improvements. For example, some people do not like the finger grooves brought about by the Gen 3. The full-size Glock 17 is a rugged, reliable, and accurate option for those not wanting to skimp on the size of their favorite pistol. Number 6. Glock 19. If people thought the Glock 17 took the world by storm, they were in for a surprise with the Glock 19. Released 2 years after the Glock 17, the 19 took everything that made the 17 superb and turned it into a smaller, more concealable pistol. They did this elegantly, without destroying the natural ergonomics of the gun and keeping the magazine capacity at a high 15 rounds. The Glock 19 revolutionized the compact 9mm category with its winning combination of handling, concealability, and high mag capacity. Even as someone with bigger hands, the Glock 19 handle fits in my hand perfectly. One thing to be aware of is its slide bite, so make sure your hands don't sit too high on the grip. The most recent changes to the Gen 5 have made it even better to carry. They removed the finger grips that everyone seemed to complain about and added a Glock marksman barrel, bringing its accuracy to the next level. While it's not as accurate as the Glock 17, this difference is minuscule and won't change much in a self-defense situation. It also brought some trigger enhancements to keep it more in line with the perfect triggers Glock is known for. The changes to the 5th generation Glock 19 has made it slightly heavier than its predecessors. It weighs 23.6 ounces with an empty magazine, which is still light enough for most people to carry with ease. The Glock 19 has taken the perfection that Glock is known for and downsized it to be used by anyone. Seriously, anyone is capable of using the Glock 19. It has brilliant ergonomics, negligible recoil, and accuracy that will ensure you hit what you're aiming at. Number 5. Glock 23. While the Glock 19 is a brilliant option, some believe the 9mm round is just not enough to get the job done. That's why the Glock 23 was introduced. The 23 is identical in size and shape to the 19, and has the same unloaded weight. The biggest difference is the chambering in the .40 Smith & Wesson. This is why the Glock 23 has become more popular amongst law enforcement personnel. The added benefit of stopping power means more to some than a higher magazine capacity and a higher rate of fire. This added stopping power also means there is going to be a bit more recoil behind the gun. The increased muzzle flip and kick might deter novice shooters, so if you're looking for a lighter shooting gun, the Glock 19 may be a better option. However, if you are someone who spends hours at the range perfecting their shot, the 23 will give you the added stopping power you need. The gun still holds 13 rounds of 40, which is more than what some compact 9mm handguns offer. Being a Glock, the 23 will blast through any ammo you put through it, but also take into account the increased cost of 40 Smith & Wesson compared to 9mm. If you are a tactician, I'd recommend an upgrade to the standard plastic sights that Glock comes with. The trigger is identical to the 19 as well, so the biggest difference in actual use is the recoil. It keeps the same features, reliability, and handling that Glock has become so well known for. If you are a fan of 40 Smith & Wesson, this is a Glock for you. Number 4. Glock 26. In 1996, Glock introduced the Glock 26. It was developed after the Glock 19 and made to be even smaller and easier to carry. Glock saw a gap in the market. There was a growing need for smaller semi-auto pistols, and Glock filled this gap perfectly with the 26. It's around the same size as a stub-nose revolver, making it the ideal backup weapon or a light carry option for those who can't handle a heavier gun. It is one of the lightest of all the Glocks, coming in at 25.75 ounces with a loaded 10-round magazine. The 10-round magazine is fantastic considering its size. It has a total length of 6.5 inches and a 3.43-inch barrel. Despite the shorter barrel length, the 26 offers pinpoint accuracy and more than manageable recoil. Those with bigger hands may not like the grip, but I found it worked more than adequately to get the job done. What I especially like about the 26 is the width of the grip. They intentionally kept it the same as the 19 and 17, so you don't have to buy a whole new batch of holsters. Some have complained about the trigger on the Glock 26. This can be attributed to the change in the length of pull because of the different size. Beyond this, the 26 is still a smooth shooter that will be a benefit in anyone's armory. If you like Glock and want something that you won't even know you're carrying, go for the Glock 26. Number 3. Glock 27. If you don't like the ergonomics of the 23 but still want a Glock that shoots in 40 Smith & Wesson, the Glock 27 might be the gun for you. While it doesn't offer the same range and accuracy as the 23, its smaller dimensions make it even better for undercover concealment. The baby Glock holds 9 rounds of 40, so consider if this is enough for you in a self-defense situation. The small length of the barrel and grip make it perfect for those with smaller hands, as well as not revealing anything when tucked into its holster. It's mostly comfortable to grip, but be prepared for some jumpy recoil. If your hands are larger, you'll experience some pinky hang. I don't recommend the Glock for larger-handed users. The maximum effective range is around 30-35 meters, so in a real-life situation, consider this a close-range option. I like the grip angle on the Glock 27. It helps with instinctive aiming for faster follow-up shots and better target acquisition. Subcompacts are generally not as reliable as full-size pistols, especially those chambered in 40. The 27 is known to have more failures than something such as the Glock 19. The Glock 27 fills a valuable role, providing compact stopping power in a simple, rugged package. Number 2. The Glock 30. I am a fan of the 45 ACP, so the Glock 30 seriously appeals to me. Glock has managed to keep all the features we know and love while upgrading the chambering to a harder-hitting 45 round. The stopping power of the 45 ACP has been proven time and time again. This power has been combined with Glock's experience to bring us a subcompact, heavy-hitting pistol that will certainly get the job done. Subcompacts can be tough to get a handle on, and while Glock did everything they could to keep the ergonomics manageable, it might still feel a little odd in your hands. Your accuracy may suffer in the beginning due to the heavy recoil and meaty design, but as you get more accustomed to it, your shots will land on target every time. If you're not used to a stiff recoil of the 45, a 9mm Glock might be a better choice for you. The Glock 30 has a minuscule length of 6.96 inches, a height of 4.8 inches, and a width of 1.27 inches. It holds 10 rounds, which is quite a surprise considering the larger ammunition and weight of 23 ounces without a magazine. These dimensions make it one of the best subcompact 45s for everyday carry. As with any Glock, you can expect masterclass reliability and mysterious anti-jamming properties. If you can't live without the stomping power of a 45, but want a subcompact pistol that is reliable and accurate, don't look further than the Glock 30. Number 1. Glock 43. The Glock 43 is one of Glock's rare entries into the world of single-stack magazines. Since some complained of the wider grips on the double-stack 9mm that Glock offered, the 43 was created to appease those with smaller hands. While much smaller, the single-stack magazine does have its drawbacks. The magazine only holds 6 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. I only recommend this if you feel 6 rounds is enough for you, or if this is your backup gun. The Glock 43 stands as one of the smallest and lightest 9mm subcompact pistols out there. It trumps the Smith & Wesson Shield, Ruger LC9, and SIG P250, as well as having a thinner slide than any of its 9mm contenders. It's a measly 1.06 inches wide and 6.2 inches long, and weighs 20.6 ounces with a loaded magazine. The 43 is a pocket-sized pistol, making it one of the best of deep concealment and easy carry. With the small dimensions, you would expect some snappy recoil and difficult handling, but the gun's aggressive texturing and pointability keeps it in the right direction. While Glock claims the trigger is as good as any other, the 43 leaves something to be desired. The 6-pound trigger felt stiff and pulled me off target slightly. Honestly, though, this is the best one can expect from such a small offering that is still accurate, reliable, and usable. If you can get over the 6-round magazine capacity, the 43 will be a faithful carry companion that never lets you down.